with Brian McConkey, Samantha German, Chief Meteorologist Josh Knight, and Sports Director Mitch Brown. Watch Fox News at 10, where we put local first, starts right now.
I peeked around the corner and saw him holding an assault rifle at the bus driver's head. And he was saying, "Go, go, go, close the door, go, hurry up, take me to the next town."
That 10-year-old boy talking about 6 terrifying minutes when a man hijacked his school bus at gunpoint on Thursday.
Now, this is surveillance video from inside of that bus. Richland County deputies say Fort Jackson trainee Jovan Colazo is facing multiple charges tonight. The 23-year-old remains at the Alvin S. Glenn Detention Center after waiving his appearance in bond court this afternoon.
Etched in all of our memories. That's how one Richland 2 leader describes yesterday's incident.
Educators calling an emergency meeting on bus security this evening. Our Kelsey Sanchez breaks down the district's next steps.
I don't think you can ever be prepared for that phone call that you have a armed person who's hijacked a bus.
Richland 2 school board members reliving the terrifying moments they got the call about a school bus being hijacked with 18 elementary students on board.
Our students also were very calm. They helped to de-escalate the situation and helped it to come to a quick resolution.
District officials also singing the praises of the bus driver, who they say handled the situation exactly as he was supposed to. They say the majority of the students on the bus went back to class Friday and were provided counseling and round-the-clock attention to students to make sure they felt safe and were okay throughout the day.
A school administrator rode the bus with this morning and this afternoon with 8 students, and will do this again next week as needed.
Right now, school leaders haven't said if they will implement any additional bus security.
We let the bus driver know how much love and support he is receiving from the Richland 2 community and from beyond.
School officials say the driver is still coping with the incident and taking time off, but did mention he briefly reunited with his students on Friday. In Columbia, Kelsey Sanchez, Watch Fox News Local First.
Well, tonight, that brave little boy you heard from earlier is talking about the frightening moments on board that bus Thursday morning. Our Saskia Lindsay has more in her conversation with that child.
It started off as a normal school day for 10-year-old Keandre James.
Walking to the bus stop, sat right there for a little bit, waiting for the bus. My friends came. The bus came, we got on.
Then things quickly took a turn. Keandre says he and his friends were sitting in the back of the bus when they heard a commotion up front, where most of the young children sit.
I peeked around the corner and saw him holding an assault rifle at the bus driver's head.
Deputies say the man holding that rifle, Jovan Colazo, a trainee from Fort Jackson.
He was saying, "Go, go, go, close the door, go, hurry up, take me to the next town."
Keandre had a cell phone and called his father, but he knew he had to hide what he was doing. The boy quickly told his parents what was happening.
He told everybody to move up to the front, but I was still talking to my parents, so I put my phone on silent, put it in my pants, and put my jacket over it, and went to the front.
Keandre's parents were then able to call law enforcement as the bus driver was forced to keep driving.
He was keeping his calm, and he was driving, just listening to the man. If he hadn't listened to Jovan Colazo, then we probably wouldn't be here.
Keandre says when he sees his bus driver again, he has something for him.
I'll give him a big hug.
Colazo is now facing several charges, including 19 counts of kidnapping. Reporting in Richland County, I'm Saskia Lindsay, Watch Fox News, Local First.
Resilient little guy right there. We'll hear more from him and about what happened on that bus yesterday. You just click on this story at WACH.com. Good evening to you. I'm Chief Meteorologist Josh Knight. We are tracking some much cooler weather moving into our area tonight. Cold front swept across the region throughout the afternoon, and now that cooler air is really starting to fill in for us. We'll stay quiet. The rain all much farther up to the north at this point. What we're going to see tonight, clear skies and temperatures already down to 52 in Newberry, 63 in Columbia, but you'll notice just about everybody is down into the 50s at this point. No trouble dropping off into the 40s tonight, which is a good bit bit below normal for this time of the year. 42 to 48, our cold stretch tomorrow morning. Now, as we wake up, sunrise at 6:29 tomorrow, and as soon as the sun comes up, those temperatures do start to climb. So for most of us, hopefully, you're still in bed during those temperatures, but if you're out and about early, we're about 10 to 15 degrees below normal. Now, as we head into the mid-morning, we're already at 61 by 9 o'clock. Lunchtime, we're in the low 70s. That's where we topped out today. And then for the afternoon, we'll get into the upper 70s. We're even hotter on Mother's Day. We'll break that down hour by hour coming up in just a few minutes.
Well, new tonight, West Columbia police are looking for a person of interest in a deadly shooting. Take a good look at your screen here. This is 37-year-old Corey Jones. He's the person of interest after a shooting on Luke Street just yesterday. Police say 32-year-old Hakeem Atkins died as a result of that shooting. If you recognize Jones or know where he may be, call police. And tonight, the Highway Patrol is investigating a deadly early morning crash on I-77. Officials say 32-year-old Deshane Brown was killed, but some people still have a lot of questions about the incident.
Yeah, Brown wasn't found until many hours after that crash. It happened in the northbound lane of I-77 around 2 Thursday morning. Officials say Brown lost control of his car, hit the median, and slammed into another driver. That driver was taken to the hospital. DOT officials, though, didn't find Brown's body in that median until more than 8 hours later, around 10:30 Thursday morning.
State troopers say they searched the crash area, and when they didn't find anything, they used Brown's license plate to track where he lived. No one was home when they went there. They also checked area hospitals.
Well, a man in Richland County is charged with indecent exposure and voyeurism. Deputies say Anthony Walker looked into windows at an apartment complex and exposed himself to residents at the Wellspring Apartments on Harbison Boulevard on April 29th. People scared him away, but authorities say Walker was caught on surveillance video. He was then seen by witnesses the next day. They then alerted deputies. And for the first time this week, South Carolina is seeing less than 400 or more than 400 new coronavirus cases. DHEC reporting 451 new confirmed cases late today. Sadly, 2 more people in this state have also died from this illness. This latest round of testing had a 4% positive rate.
Well, Congressman Jim Clyburn traveled to Allendale to announce the launch of rural broadband there. The pilot program is funded by the CARES Act and will provide free public Wi-Fi in Allendale. He says the program was inspired after he learned of students that weren't able to complete virtual schoolwork.
These students are deserving of being connected to the world, and COVID-19 has exacerbated all of that.
Now, the program is the first of its kind in Allendale. Clyburn says closing the digital divide is vital to connecting rural Americans with the rest of the world.
Well, a day after the state Senate passed what's known as the Open Carry with Training Act, we wanted to know what's next for that plan before it heads to the governor's desk to be signed into law. It would allow someone to openly carry a gun in public. Our Suji Nam talks with a gun expert and breaks down how that plan could affect you.
In a 28-16 vote Thursday, senators passed the Open Carry with Training bill. A plan, if enacted, would allow permit holders to openly carry a gun less than 12 inches in size, which normally would have been hidden under clothes.
We've been fighting for open carry and constitutional carry for at least 10 years that I'm aware of. I know it's been longer than that.
Senate lawmakers sending the bill back to the House with a few changes. One of them reducing the number of rounds that must be shot on the target during qualifications, minimum 25. Another getting rid of the $50 sled fee when signing up for a permit. Senators also voting to lower the time courts can report any charges or issues with permit holders from 30 days to 5 days.
The Second Amendment Protection Act was added. South Carolina will not be using any funds to enforce federal firearms laws.
Members of the General Assembly wasting no time responding. Republican Representative Russell Fry posting on Facebook, "Good work by the Senate in passing this. We will review the amendments made by the Senate next week when we return." And Democratic Senator Brad Hutto critiquing, quote, "Let's be clear, this bill does not expand anyone's Second Amendment rights. It seeks to legalize intimidation and public endangerment. Open carry of firearms in public will ultimately lead to violent encounters and injuries or death." For Shara Scott, a business owner, she expects some surges in holster sales.
If you do open carry, you do have to take into consideration how easy it is for others to access, not just yourself. So you don't want to use a holster that does not have any retention.
In Columbia, Suji Nam, Watch Fox News, local first.
Now, we expect a debate on those amendments to be taken up on the House floor sometime next week. Once that plan is approved, it would then head to Governor McMaster's desk to be signed into law. Well, still ahead on the news at 10, a spike in the number of opioid overdoses here in South Carolina. Lawmakers at the State House doing what they can to help control that. We're going to tell you about the plan.
Plus, migrant families separated during the Trump administration and getting help from the Biden administration. Find out how the White House is addressing this while working to solve immigration issues of its own.